Next up is the second reading of public hearing of ordinance authorizing City of Beckley to convey 131.47 acres of real estate, more or less, located in the Pinecrest Industrial Park in Beckley, Raleigh County, West Virginia, to the Raleigh County Commission for the purpose of economic development of this real estate. So again, I will turn it over to Mr. Fowle again, if you want to.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, this ordinance also was passed on first reading on September the 10th. Tonight is the second reading. I'm going to open a public hearing in just a minute, and anybody here who has comments either in favor of or in opposition to will be given an opportunity to speak. And we ask that if you do speak, you limit your comments as much as possible. The maximum anyone can speak would be 3 minutes, but we certainly would ask if there are any comments, they be less than that if possible. I'll read this ordinance by title. This is an ordinance that authorizes the City of Beckley to convey 131.47 acres of real estate, more or less, located in the Pinecrest Industrial Park in Beckley, Raleigh County, West Virginia, to the Raleigh County Commission for the purpose of economic development of this real estate. And at this time, I will open a public hearing and ask if there is anyone who has any comments either in favor of or in opposition. Yes.
Danielle.
Greetings, my name is Danielle Stewart, and I'm here with the intent of debunking the threats this council has received from numerous parties about this property. In front of you are copies of documents I will be referencing. The first is about Pinecrest Development Corporation suing the city. The Pinecrest Development Corporation does not have legal standing to sue the city for the return of the property. In reference to the deed from the PDC to the city, tab A, it does not state that if the city fails to develop the property, that the PDC may re-enter the property. Compare that to the deed from the West Virginia Economic Development Authority to the PCD, tab B, which states the West Virginia Economic Development Authority can re-enter the property if it's not used for economic development. The same statement is made on the deed from the Department of Agriculture to the Department Economic Development Authority at tab C. Only those two entities have standing to challenge the ownership of the property, not Pinecrest Development Corporation. Further, the Pinecrest Development Corporation failed to file their annual report to maintain their business license with the Secretary of State. You'll see that at tab D. Lastly, even if they wanted to, where would the PDC get the money for a lawyer? Remember, the city paid $300,000 in debt owned by the PDC for this property. So once again, nothing but an empty debt threat designed to coerce you into making a decision others want you to make. Next, let's talk about the County Commission and ARPA funds. Before you is a list of projects the Commission has undertaken with ARPA funds, and that's at tab E. For economic development, first to highlight is the Commission used ARPA funds for economic development at the Raleigh County Airport, a property not owned by the county. Further, the county gave ARPA money to Piney Creek Watershed Association to clean septic tanks of private residents on private property. The county owns none of it. So why does the county need to own the Beckley Technological Park to invest ARPA funds in economic development? The answer is they don't. One other thing to point out, in tab F, of the 4 projects, only one has actually started. So why the rush to transfer the property now? You know that answer. Hurry up before the truth comes out, just like the $28,000 pay raise to the city judge none of you knew about until after you approved the now city budget during your first session. Some people think this economic development stuff is too hard for the city. They want to wash their hands of the hard stuff. When does Beckley lead again? When does the city do what's in the best interest of the city before others? When do we become the city of champions again? Because we got a whole lot of champions out here. Let me tell you, it doesn't start with transferring this property to the county. It starts with standing up to those with agendas that harm our city and telling them, we're Beckley, we got this. Go play with your airplanes at the airport. We'll let you know if we need anything.
Is there anyone else tonight here who would like to be heard on this ordinance?
I think there's a lot. You guys want to stand up, stand in line? Thank you. One at a time.
And as you speak, we would ask that you identify yourself and state whether or not you live in the city of Beckley, please.
Hi, my name is Leah White. I'm a 10th grader at Woodrow Wilson High School, and this is my 5th year running on the Beckley Strong Cross Country course. I'm uniquely qualified to speak on this subject today. I've made countless memories running, and I've met some of the greatest people in West Virginia running on this course. I've had the opportunity to run all over West Virginia and in other states, and I can tell you from personal experience that our course is one of the toughest, yet the most beautiful courses in West Virginia. Each year, hundreds of athletes use this course to prove to themselves how tough they really are. I love our home course. Without it, I wouldn't be nearly as competitive with other athletes from around the state. I'm only halfway through my high school cross-country career, and I want to continue to improve and keep Beckley at the forefront of our sport. My younger sister is now following in my footsteps as a cross-country runner and uses the course daily to train and work towards her own goals. I'm asking you to please allow future student athletes like my sister and me to make their own memories on this wonderful piece of land. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Zimeng Ren, the captain of Woodrow Wilson High School's girls cross country team. I am here to oppose the economic development on our cross country course. I've been running cross country for 4 years, and every year I find something new that I enjoy about it. Whether it be a new workout we do on our course or the popsicles and laughters that we share afterwards, these moments on our course are irreplaceable. Without our course, we will not be running the times we are today. We've run the entirety of our course, forwards and backwards, up and down the hills. Every inch of it challenged us physically and mentally, making the Woodrow Wilson cross-country team into what we are today. At the start of our season, every year, hundreds of schools come here to race on our course. During our entire season, we run hundreds of miles on our course. Each year, our coach spends hundreds of hours mowing and patching the uneven parts of the course. This course is a part of us. Don't let this become a thing of the past. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Maya Bunta, and I am a cross-country runner at Woodrow Wilson, and I am here to firmly oppose the development on our cross-country course. During the season, our team spends countless hours on our course. We are representatives of the City of Champions, Beckley, West Virginia, and this is our home course. We have memories of personal bests, hard work, and laughter here, and it is a matter of extreme pride to me that I can start off my seasons racing here at home at Beckley, where over 400 runners came to race this year at our invitational. We don't just want this course. This is a part of our team and our community, and it's not only us that uses this. Our middle school runners at Park, like my little brother Yeshmit, and Beckley Stratton also use this on a daily basis. Our school children and our student athletes at Beckley Elementary and Beckley Stratton Middle School come here to practice and learn and make their own memories. So I am speaking for the children that have yet to make memories here, which is something this development would directly halt. So do not let development be our priority over the children. I implore you to stand for our children, protect our course and their futures. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lillian Boswick, and I'm a cross-country runner at Woodrow Wilson High School. And I would just like to say that this course has such an impact on all the schools around us, from middle school, high school, and even college students. It's a place where people from all over the state can come and watch people do what they really love, and we really look forward to it every year. It's a great course to start the season, and every year we have such good turnouts to the meets held here. I see new schools from all over the state every year, and they really enjoy the course. I always hear good things about the course from parents, coaches, and runners. Just seeing this sport grow in popularity throughout my years of running leaves such a big impression on me. Knowing this course could disappear right in front of us is devastating. Our course is something I know me and my teammates cherish very deeply. It's a place we go to push ourselves and make memories. It's something we call our own. I would hate to see it gone, and I know it would deeply impact our runners, the coaches, and sports overall. Please don't let it disappear. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tim Murdoch. I am totally blind. My daughter, sorry, she is a cross-country runner for Woodrow. And I'm going to use this phrase, her eyes, I'm running with her eyes. She comes home every day telling me what she accomplished, how everything is just coming to help her be a better person, to be a better student. I was a member of the 1987 AA Single A state championship in Shady. What I'm saying is, Coach Manning risked his soul. He invested in us wrestlers. He made sure we went to class. He checked on our grades. I'll tell you some of the guys that I wrestled with. Let's see here. There was Larry Ransom, a successful business owner today. Lewis Lilly, a successful builder. He builds homes out there at Glade. Then we got Daryl Shrewsbury, a doctor. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know who Ben Slango is. He wrestled on that team. So we had a lot of great wrestlers. We had dedication. What I'm trying to say is, I think we should invest in the children first. First and foremost. I'm telling you right now, it makes me upset to think that we're going to have industrial stuff right next to the high school and the Beckley Stratton. That just don't make no sense to me. I mean, I want my children to be safe. I want a safer place for all these children to go and run and have a great time. And taking that away from them is a disgrace.
Antoinette Mazzella Gwynn, Beckley Stratton teacher, been there for about 20 years now, and I just cannot see this beautiful land that I look out of my window every single day. Matter of fact, I wish I could have brought a picture. I'm on the side that you can see the field that they're wanting to put all of these structures on. I don't have the usual classroom. My chairs are facing my windows. They don't face my board. They face my windows, so it's like an inspiration for the kids. And I'm a math teacher. I'm not an art teacher. I'm a math teacher. The very first day of school, I had the kids write down as a little get-to-know activity of things they liked about the classroom or maybe didn't like about the classroom. I just left it open. Just tell me something. Because if there was something they didn't like that bothered them, I wanted to change it because I wanted it to be a good learning environment for them. I cannot tell you how many papers. I have about 110, 20 kids altogether just on my team. How many of those kids, the things that they put, now don't get me wrong, my room is decorated with horses and everything else. I have a lot of decorations. That put their favorite thing about my room is the view out the window. That's what they put on the paper. This was before any of this started. Matter of fact, we were one of the last people to find out about this, which is very sad because to us, when things happen like that and they happen really fast, I don't know about you guys, but I think this is like trying to get something in under the radar very quick. And that just is very sketchy to me. This is our land. This is our kids' land. It might not be legal on paper, but for 30 years, I've looked out that window. It started with cows in that pasture. That's how it started. And it would be a completely wooded lot, which is fine. Woods are beautiful too. But it is a beautiful, nice, perfect place to build on, thanks to the people who've been taking care of it for all these 30 years. But this is our kids' land. Our kids in the community. So when they build these businesses are just to relocate businesses that are already here. They're just relocating them, and they're sticking them right beside our school. So when my kids go outside on the little bit of land that we would have left, or when they look out the windows, you know what they're going to see? Bricks and mortar, people on the back side, because it's going to be the back side of the businesses, throwing the trash away, smoking the cigarettes, who knows what else. And no one in this room can promise that that's not going to be a safety issue. Not one single person can promise us that. And don't say, well, we'll build a wall. Are you really kidding me right now? Really? So, and they've talked about, well, we'll leave you some green space. We'll leave this. Okay, that's all fine and dandy. But guess what? Our superintendent
30 seconds.
is interested in this land. She even knows how important it is. But the thing is, I don't understand why she found out kind of at the very end like us. This is our kids' land again. Our kids who have used this, who have taken care of it. You're going to take it away to put some businesses so that this doctor office across the county can move over here now? Come on. This is ridiculous. Our land. Your land for your kids and the whole community. It's what's best for the city. It's the kids, guys.
Time.
The kids.
I'm Lisa
Shrewsbury. I'm a teacher at Beckley Stratton Middle School. I'm also a runner. I came to it late in life, but a very wise person told me once, if you can run 7 miles, you can run a marathon. And that stuck in me, and I've run 4 and many, many half marathons since, and I've trained on that course. And when we started this fight, or at least wanting to bring attention to what we felt was an instance of people in leadership not being transparent with the people that would really be affected by the decision, then I told my kids about it, and they encouraged me, my students, we need to fight for this, Miss Shrewsbury. We want this to stay the cross-country course. Well, then my attention got diverted a little bit, because in prioritizing and really thinking about what am I fighting for, it was mainly the safety of our kids and not knowing what would be behind us and being blocked in and not having an outlet. But then, after I spoke with them, I realized and listened to what they wanted. Ms. Shrewsbury, we want to preserve this course. We run this course. This is the most beautiful course. It's the only one that you can see, all the runners. And I'm a cross-country parent too, and it's awful seeing the back of your kid 30 seconds, then they're gone for an hour, and then you might see them, maybe crossing the finish line. This is the only course that's unique, and you get to see them run. But back to my 7 miles, and you can run a marathon. We had run the 7 miles when we brought attention to this. I missed the last meeting because I was busy. Life gets you. And sometimes I think people in leadership count on you to be busy, so you don't take action, and you don't show up here and do what you need to do. So when my kids asked me the very next day, Ms. Shrewsbury, did you win? Did you do something? What's happening with the land? They're curious. They want to know. I realized when talking to these very nice people about what could be done, relocating the course, putting a wall up, whatever, I realized what I was doing. I was quitting at mile 7. And so here I am, changing my mind and standing in solidarity with our students and our teachers and our parents and our community members, saying that we need to run this thing, we need to finish this course, we need to run the marathon, not quit at mile 7. And I don't care if this land is expensive and if it's whatever, then why not give it to the kids? That's where we should be investing, in our children. They are our future. We're all going to be gone in 20, 30, 40 years, depending upon what happens, but they're going to be here, and they're the ones that have to live with our decisions.
Good evening, Council. I'm Coach George Barbera, and I just want to say how proud I am and inspired by the groundswell of support from the community. I mean, as I look out and I see people talking about our cause, and especially bringing to light information that wasn't, given to us before, and that's kind of what this all started, was a little bit of transparency, is what many of y'all ran for who were recently elected, was transparency and change. And so now we have that, even more so today, thanks to the efforts of people that are doing a little digging. Not just are we wanting to preserve a cross-country course, but you've heard that tonight, that we're also wanting to preserve a safe school zone. Just like they did in Shady Springs in 22-23, when former Principal Nichols stood up and was in opposition to building industry across the street from Shady Springs Middle. He brought to light the hazards, the potential hazards that come with construction, whether it's noise and air quality, water quality, traffic, safety concerns. Any construction on that land can provide a safety concern for the students of that school, both schools. Besides the fact that going outside and breathing all that, when you start digging and moving soil and construction materials, there's a lot of hazards. There hasn't been any studies about that to let us know that, oh, this is going to be safe. So it's kind of reckless, in my opinion. But getting back to it, I mean, the community's reaching out and speaking their minds on something and really coming together. And I think this is an amazing opportunity as a town to take a stand and do something great for the kids. And who knows where this can roll in a couple years. But, I think we've missed that a little bit here, and now we have it. But I am appreciative of all the attention, the time, my opportunity to speak. And it's not me saying it, it's a lot of people. And I'm really grateful and inspired. So I hope you take that into consideration. And if you don't, just give them, put in a motion to donate the land to the school board. you might consider tabling it because there's a lot of information that came out tonight. And I don't think we're ready for a final vote. But thank you for your time.
Good evening. My name is Paul Corbett Brown. I'm here to speak in opposition to transferring this property, and to do so, I want to talk to you about the 3 C's. The first C is our children. Kids have only one opportunity to be a kid. They have only one time to be a child, and during that time is our opportunity to provide them with the foundation and the support they need to make their best foot forward and to become adults in their communities. The second C is civics, or it could be cynicism. That's your choice. Some of our kids are here, some of our children are here right now, and they're watching these proceedings. And as one of the teachers mentioned earlier, in the coming days and hours, the rest of the students and community, children in this community are going to find out what happened in this room tonight. So we're all on display, all of us, and what we do and say here tonight matters. You have the opportunity this evening to set an example of how civics works, or to continue the cynicism that pervades our communities right now as regards to government and their relationship or lack thereof to us as citizens. Lastly, the third and final C is courage. The opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is fear. From this perspective, another word for love is courage. In fact, the roots of the word courage come from the Latin word cor, which means heart. To take heart is to have courage. So courage is not a lack of fear, but a willingness to face fears. I watched a recording of the last meeting with dismay at the fear-mongering that happened in this chamber of the people. It's not the first time it's happened. One thing I think we can all agree on is this. If a group of people, and in particular attorneys, have a will to do something, they will find a way. And so I will say to this evening, respectfully, Mr. Fowle and other attorneys involved in this, if you don't have the ability or the willpower to stand for this community and to fight for this community, then please step aside and allow us to have the opportunity for someone who can. Better yet,
30
let's
seconds.
find a way to resolve this by sitting and having conversations, not having a race to the bottom like it's been so far. Lastly, just one sentence. Kids only get one chance to be a kid. Let's find the courage to make that count. Thank you.
Good evening, council members. My name is J.C. Wellman, proud resident of Beckley 3rd, almost 40 years now. I want to speak on the course itself. It's a unique course in the fact that the school sits at a vantage point in which you can see the majority of the course, which is not something that most of the state is afforded. And so, in doing so, draws a large number of people to this race. My wife and I were in attendance to a race earlier this season in which I would say thousands of people were attending. In which brought tens of thousands of dollars worth of revenue from outside of the city into it in the form of restaurants and stores and gas stations. At the event itself, we had vendors, local vendors set up who, again, were benefited from the ability to have this race here. What the course also does is provides these children a place to safely nurture their hobbies and interests and activities. And in a state that's in the midst of a drug epidemic, I think if at anything, we need to encourage extracurricular activities as opposed to taking them away. In addition to that, we're also in a state with an obesity epidemic. I myself am a victim of that one. But it affords these kids the ability to get out, stay active, stay healthy in a competitive manner. At these races, I've also seen, if any of you have been in attendance, you'll see kids collapsing from fatigue at the end of the races. It nurtures stick-to-itiveness and determination that you will not see in many aspects of their day-to-day lives, but it is something that they will carry with them throughout their life, all at the advantages of the cross-country course. My understanding, there's 130 acres out there. I believe the cross-country course is roughly 30. To echo someone's sentiments earlier, if we could just table the 30 acres, I think you would see less distress from the community, and I think it would be more impactful for years to come. I don't have a crystal ball, I can't see the future, but what I do see happening is this land being sold to a developmental company in which it sits vacant for the next decade. Our kids can't play on it, and they're not doing anything on it.
30 seconds.
So in order to impact the future of Beckley for the betterment of our children, I think it's most beneficial that we keep this a cross-country course. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen of council, mayor, citizens, Woodrow Wilson, teachers, coaches, after all that's been said, there's not much for me to say. But I am Tony Martin, a Beckley resident, and I want to stand here tonight and say that I stand with these teachers. I stand with these coaches. Anybody that knows me knows I never played sports. I jokingly say I do good to walk upright, okay? So, I'm talking to you from an economic development standpoint, just as I did before. The city has spent hundreds of thousands of dollars surveying this land and getting it ready for production. These students and teachers have used their bare hands, and they've created something one of a kind here in Beckley, West Virginia, with their bare hands, something they're proud of. Now, I know I ran for office with most of you guys. I know we all want to keep our young people here, and we wonder why they're leaving. Let's think about that question right there. When we got these kids who have used their bare hands, I'm going to say it again, to build something one of a kind. No other track course can you watch the whole course. This is what we've been hearing. So if we're really about economic development, what I implore each of you to do is reconsider Councilwoman Hunter's amendment to set aside. We now know all the hubbub has been debunked. Let's set aside 30 acres. Show these kids that we stand with them, we respect them, and we want them to have a future here that they will remember for the rest of their lives. That's all I got to say, folks. Let's make it work for the kids. Invest in our children. They've invested in us. Thank you.
Is there anyone else? Okay.
Hello, my name's Angela Mazzella. I'm a Beckley Stratton teacher and coach for over 20 years. First off, I just want to say we started a petition in less than 24 hours. We have almost 500 signatures on it. Now, what could we have done had we had more time? Like everybody has said, this has been fast forward, fire under everybody. Let's do this. Why now? We didn't even know about it. And the first meeting I came to, I know your all's faces were like, wait, this is that close to the school? You all weren't even aware of it. Well, how do you think we feel? I've been out there for over 20 years. Besides the course, the safety, one thing I was over there talking about is, are you all familiar with Alice? The Alice drills at all? Okay. All right. Unfortunately, because of the society we live in now, we have to be trained in how to evacuate the building in case of things like shooters and emergency situations. Have you been out to Beckley Stratton recently to see how we are situated on that lot? Anybody? We share one gate with an elementary school. Between both of our schools, there's over 1,000 kids, teachers, staff. You know Gray Flats Road? You think you can get how many cars, parents is that coming in there with emergency vehicles? A bypass, 4 lanes, count the middle lane, that's 5 lanes, no stop sign. You know, we have buses going in and out there, traffic, police, firemen, parents, Gray Flats Road, no stop sign, or no stop lights. I mean, nobody has thought about this. That's what happens when you fast forward. That's what happens when you just go, 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 worry about it later. You watch the news, when do things change? After stuff like that happens. Nope, not going to happen. And if you all don't stand up against this, we're just going to keep fighting it because this is wrong. And another thing, we're not going to be the bearers of bad news to our children. So if this happens and they lose it, because what do you have to lose? Now, what do they have to lose? They have everything to lose. I don't want to talk about what else they could lose. I mean, it's safety, it's everything. It's not just sports. It's not just a cross-country course. It's everything. We are already landlocked, and you're going to landlock us even more. I don't want you all to have to come in and tell our kids why you sold their land from underneath them, because we're not going to tell them. Do you want to go tell them?
30 seconds.
I don't think so. Just think about what they have to lose, what they could lose. Don't put them in that situation to relocate some doctor's offices. Don't do that. It's not right. Stand up for what's right. What do you have to lose? Thank you.
Hello, I'm Christina Baisden, and I definitely live in the city of Beckley. So in my hand, I have the deed card, and I have the original deeds to this property. I'm going to cut to the Department of Agriculture deed, and I'm going to reference the page, number 2. After you turn the first page, you were all given a copy of this. It says, the deed from the Agriculture Department to WVEDA shall contain a right to re-entry on the conditions subsequent vested in the Agriculture Department or its successors in interest based exclusively on the condition that the property shall be used by WVEDA and its successors assigns and transfers and titles as a business, technological, and industrial park, or as the site for one or more educational facilities. We have heard about covenants, and we must do this now or else. We have proven time and time again that this council is being manipulated. And we've boldly challenged the integrity of the information being provided by the city attorney. Consistent half-truths and blatant lies to manipulate your decisions. Do not allow the 11th hour to persuade you and lead you away from our best interest, which is these children. We have too many people with agendas, AKA money. We talk about prevention. Let's stop talking about prevention. Let's do it. And I have one last thing to say. If the purchase of the Black Knight was important enough to sustain memories and nostalgia, then so is the track. Give the kids the darn track and let them keep this legacy. This is our legacy.
My name is Charles Houck, and I'm the recently retired assistant golf coach at Woodrow Wilson High School. Anyone that knows me, I love children in athletics, and I want to commend you all and what you did coming up here. I'm proud of you all. Congratulations on great presentations, okay? The track, and I'm not a cross-country individual as far as knowledge, so I'm from the outside looking in. The track appears to be wonderfully located. What a beautiful piece of ground. It's just a wonderful, wonderful cross-country track. And what I bring is something a little different to the table. I bring, let's work together. And when you work together, there's some trust. And you can't say, absolutely, this is going to be done and this is going to be done. But I'm a proponent of working together, okay? Now, this is such a wonderful, beautiful parcel. the 30 acres. However, it's such a wonderful parcel for economic development as well. And Pinecrest sells property for $75,000 an acre. And I know our children, we don't let money overtake our children's needs, but the parcel selling for $75,000 an acre, and say out of the 30 acres, 20 are developable, that's $1.5 million. Now, the county commission wants this. Greg Duckworth, the president of the county commission, wants this. They have money to put into it. Now, they said they will put money into this. Now, a couple things. You all, I have trust in the county, and I don't think the county is going to leave this program and this complex, your all's complex, without relocating you in something that hopefully is as good or maybe even better. Now, there's some trust there. I can't speak for the county. I have no reason to speak for the county. Now, on Gina Belcher, and she was talking about what could be done with access to the property. And Gina Belcher's head of economic development for New River Gorge, but part of Pinecrest would put an emergency exit. Part of the Pinecrest development of that 30 acres has an emergency exit from Woodrow out, I'm sorry, not from Woodrow, from the two schools out to the 4-lane.
30 seconds.
Which makes it even better for Woodrow if that is done, and that's a proposal to be done. And then the parking, increased parking for these schools. Jenna Belcher has already talked to Beaver Cole to get additional property to expand the parking for the two schools. So, and Beaver Cole's property really doesn't have a lot of economic value. That probably could be done. So all I am, and if anybody knows me, I love the kids, okay? But I'm a proponent of let's try to work together. There's got to be trust. And can we put trust in Greg Duckworth, president of the county commission? Can we put trust in Raleigh County to relocate this deserving team and school with another course, which could be equally good? We don't know, but hopefully so. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Howe.
Does anyone else wish to be heard tonight on this ordinance? This is the final chance.
Don't relocate. Our kids deserve what they have. They deserve the best.
Well, thank you all for the comments. At this time, I'm going to close the public hearing and turn it back over to the mayor. Mayor, this is second reading, so as I stated, the first reading occurred 2 weeks ago. So,
with that, may I have a motion to approve the ordinance as presented?
Mayor. Go on, Frank. I'm sorry. Go on.
Do we have opportunity to speak?
After it's seconded.
Okay, go ahead.
So again, may I have a motion to approve the ordinance as presented? No? Okay. So it's tabled. Okay, next item on the agenda is old business.